Before the independence of South Sudan, the whole South, resident or citizen, the non-Muslim, all of them, they were in the bushes to fight for the independence of their black country because they feel they are not safe under the leadership of the Arabs. Everybody in the south of Sudan before the South Sudan got independent had a gun which they used to fight for their independence. It became a culture because kids were born in that situation whereby they see their dads holding guns, whereby their big brothers holding their guns. After South Sudan got independent in the year 2012 and 11, the government of South Sudan failed to take out the guns. Even if they're supposed to take all guns which the civilian had by then, they didn't do it in a manner whereby the government should succeed. Because let's take an example. Right now, if I was born to the family whereby they have their cars, automatically by the age of 20 below, I would know how to drive a car because they are there for them, for the family and for their kids. Everybody in South Sudan, especially those who didn't went to schools, they use guns as the way to show that they are men, enough men. In 2013, when the war broke out, it was so easier for every individual person to get to access guns because the independence don't last long, whereby a government should collect all the guns and submit it to the government sector, whereby only the army people will have access. Then the war continues because everybody has access. The Dinka government control the many areas because the guns that they use are not equally to what this white army has. Government are to use another alternative whereby they make sure they win the war. This Dinka government, they brought a lot of ammunition, a lot of other type of weapons to make sure they displace these people, so they manage. They have extra forces to brought into the country to help them. One of the good example is a Ugandan soldiers whom they brought them in 2014 early. When they managed to capture many towns which belong to the Nuer people, a good example, they occupy Nasser in 2015 up to 2025, month of April 3, not April, month of March 4th. When they occupy this area, they displace the people who were in that area by force. The resident in the area of Nasir had to flee away because there was war. Kids, children, elderly people went away. The youth had to be in that front line to try their best to make sure that these people will not take long in this area. The same people who were in Nasser since 2015 up to 2025, which now it is a period of 10 years. They are an army from the Dinka community, whereby their leader is late Mr. Majur Dak. If the youth of that particular area have to defeated the enemy, the people who occupy the land by force, I don't see there should be a connectivity between them and the organization which is called SPLM-IO. Between the year 2005 to 2011, the Dinka had fled their home areas to come to the Equatorian site. Good example is a place called Numli. They occupy right now, they have their cattle, they have big lands, they own big lands, and they tell these people, we've been here for this period of time, right now the area become ours. And the origin of that land were Equatorian who practice the cultivation, put productivity, or farmers, while the Dinka are cattle keepers. Pastoralism. They have a dispute. They wanted to have a territory in another people place so that tomorrow will be very easy for them to get access. Should border of the South Sudan to Uganda have a population of Dinka community whereby they'll go to border and come back and do everything that they want. So they came to the west of Equatoria, which is the town of Torit, the town of Capoeira, and the Nadipal itself is the border, plus Narus. They did the same thing again, what they have done to East Equatoria. So that the border of South Sudan to Kenya should be dominated by a Dinka community so that they will be having a free, fair movement and access. They will be like they are the origin of that land where the border is being located. This is what they now trying to do in Nordland, especially in a place called Burapie. They wanted to control the Burapie so that at any time when there is a traders, businessmen and women, when they cross from Ethiopia to South Sudan, so these are the people who will be in charge of the trade. This is the Dinka plans. We are people who are supporting their agenda. Every time when you try to open up your mouth and trying to tell people what will happen tomorrow, what is happening right now, everybody will come out and telling you, oh, we are not supposed to talk in that way. We are looking for peace. Who told you I don't look for a peace? Or I'm not a peaceful person who's supposed to enjoy my life like the rest? So you want me to stay in a flooding area whereby at night I will stand and struggle to not be taken by the water. And tomorrow in the morning hours, you will be checking on me. How was your night went through? And you will look at me and say, that is the life that we want. While at night, you were busy struggling to build billions of money to ensure that your life for the rest of the life will be very nice. We are trying to call ourselves that we fought for the country. Everyone should live freely, not should be having any condition. One way or another, we all contributed. The so-called South Sudan would not be free if the other South Sudanese could have left the Dinka to fight for. If we want the war, there are some difficulties which we went through. So that determined the independence of the nation. How will you be free when the cause of your independence is not where to be touched? Every country has a own history, how they got their independence back. And it is very, very, very good when the children hear where their granddads, where their fathers came from. Who are we when we are denying where we came from? When we are all say yes, to be given half of your budget. It still will repeat itself. So I will stop from there, but this is what is happening in the Republic of South Sudan. People are not happy with the leadership of Salva Kiir, who bring up is tribal men. It is only happened in a country like South Sudan, where only when a right man stand up and trying to spread out the truth and the freedom, the food fighters will come out and telling him, you are not in the good direction. Without truth to be said, where else have you been heard there been last for peace when there is no truth, when there is no freedom, when there is no equality, when there is no justice? Our fathers fought for the country, so we are not ready to lose it. If we can lose it, we have to lose it with the people who defends the system not to be a free system in the country. Bye.